guys, hello. Welcome to the InkLives Podcast, your favorite podcast for all things literature. If you are new, my name is Phoebe. I'm the host, and this is the InkLives Podcast. Welcome. It's the podcast where we talk about all things concerning literature. We talk about books, we talk about poetry, we talk about plays, just everything that makes literature a part of everyday life. If you're someone that has been listening to the podcast, welcome back, guys. We are back with a segment that you're familiar with. Before the podcast went MIA, we had started a segment called The Ordinary People Reading Poetry, where we just get random people, mostly people in my life, friends and family. I give them a poem, they read it, and then we discuss it, just showing you guys that literature is a part of everyday life. And for this segment, I am so excited. We are having my elder sister, Philipa, and her husband, Gerald. I hope you guys enjoy. It's going to be very entertaining seeing what they say about the poem, but just enjoy. So guys, we are here with my elder sister, Philipa, and her husband, Gerald. They are going to do a poem entitled Chewing Flowers. Chewing Flowers. It's from Questions for Ada by Ijeoma, Umebinyuo. Yeah. So I'm going to ask Philipa to read the poem, and then we can get started.
Am I supposed to read it like a poet?
Read it like a normal person.
Okay. Well, I am a normal person. Okay. Chewing Flowers. I am writing for the women who were once girls, judging themselves through the eyes of souls who couldn't comprehend their light. I'm writing for the women who stammered just to speak and who forced themselves into silence when ugly words were once thrown at them. I am writing for the women who keep kneeling, screaming at their phone as lovers leave. As friends depart, I am writing for all these women who still show up with a smile after battling their demons the night before. I am also writing for the women who do not smile the next day, women who need a day or two to recover from the brutalities of the world. I would say this is the word of the Lord.
Okay, guys, so that was Chewing Flowers. So, guys, what do you think about the poem?
You go first.
I'm a lady, so yeah. Ladies first.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, what I think about the poem, I think the lady who is writing, lady or gentleman?
Ijeoma is a woman.
Ijeoma. Okay, whoever was writing this poem was writing to encourage women and recognizing the fact that women actually are considered weak by some people. So she's encouraging them to shine their light and also recognizing what they've had to go through to show up the next day with a smile. These are everyday things that we go through as women. Yeah, so I am excited to actually talk about this poem. Yeah.
Gerald?
Yeah, I think the need, like, she clearly outlines, like, expressing what women are going through. Like, there's that sympathy of, you're going through this, but I know I'm also a woman. I can feel this. Yeah, so that expression that she brings out in the poem really stands out for me. Yeah.
So I picked this particular poem for them because I don't know. Philipa is my elder sister, so she's really like a woman figure that I look up to so much. Like, she's very strong and lovely and all that. And then Gerald is a feminist.
In quotes, yes.
So Philipa, as a woman, when you read this poem, what kind of how do you relate to it?
Okay, I think is it called what do they call it in poetry? A stanza or a paragraph? I think it's a stanza. every stanza, I feel like I relate with every stanza in this poem. One, because at a point, like in the first one, she talks about how she's writing for the women who are once girls. I was once a girl who judged myself because of things that people said about me. Yeah. Words I had about things I didn't do, things I didn't say. And then at a point, you reach a point, and as a girl, as a young girl, you're shut down like from everyone else because of what people are saying about you, true or false. Like no one should be judged by their actions because all of us fall, all of us fall, and we need encouragement to, to rise up again. So she speaks about everything that I think almost all of us have gone through. The judgment, you're crying at night, but you have to show up. You had a long day at work, you're coming home. Yeah, to a man, you have to show up as the wife that you are in this state that I'm in. You have to smile and make the home happy, because you're expected to do that. So, mostly when she says, I'm writing for all these women who still show up with a smile after battling their demons the night before. People see you showing up in class, showing up at work with a very bright smile. They don't know what's at home, they don't know what you're going through or what you had to battle the previous night. So I relate 100% with this poem, and it makes me kind of emotional because these are things I've come to outgrow now. Like I deal with them better now that I'm older, yeah, and kind of independent, yeah. So I relate a lot with every bit of this poem. Yeah.
So Gerald, from a man's point of view.
Yes.
Don't say you
I don't relate.
No, I was actually because there's that whole aspect of showing up with a smile and all. And some men would say that they too feel like there are certain challenges that they go through that they have to mask. Because there's this whole culture of men don't cry, men don't show their emotions and all of that. So I want to ask you, as a man, do you find some of the challenges that are being shared in this book, do you find that you relate to them, and if so, how?
Well, one, let me have this. One, from this poem, first of all, men, we are not very different from women. Like men, we are also emotional creatures. Just that society has suppressed that emotional bit. Because when you're growing up, as a man, you have to be ABCD. But the emotions are there. Because there are men who cry, there are men who go through things, there are men who face a lot, but they don't come out and express them like how a woman would. I don't think a man would come out and say, I'm feeling this. They'll just, keep it in because they don't want to show people that that's how they're feeling. But if you go back to this poem, I would feel there's an extent to which like a man would relate to this.
Yeah.
If we go from the stanza 1, you could see here there's growth, because a woman was once a girl, but they couldn't, because here they say who were once girls judging themselves through the eyes of souls who couldn't comprehend their light. Ideally, like before you are a woman, you are a girl. The same thing, before you are a man, you are a boy. So it's the same thing, but because, as I said, a woman would come out to express these things, but a man who was once a boy, they will start suppressing these feelings before they even reach a certain point. But this writer comes out and speaks out everything properly. Like this woman, keeps kneeling and screaming at their phone as lovers leave, as friends depart. Men, friends leave us, but a man is not going to scream because a friend has left or because a lover has left. They will kind of say, all right, it's sad they have left, but I have to move on because I'm a man. I can't keep screaming, I can't keep crying because of ABCD. but still speaks to every man because they also face this. Like inside, they are screaming, but it's just that bit where they can't bring it out
because of the way that society.
because of how society has put it.
Yeah.
But if at some point you got your boy or your child who's a boy and you say, if they slap you, cry, you know, they would grow up knowing if anyone slaps me, I have to cry. You get me? Yeah, so that's how it is ideally. But even men battle very many demons, but they still come out and smile. A father in a home will not, he will be struggling with financial, maybe fees, maybe, getting food at home, but he's not going to cry. He's facing it. There are things, challenges are, stones are all over his head, but he's going to carry that. He'll come back home and smile, He'll be strong for the family. He's not going to say, I'm struggling at work, I'm struggling to do ABCD, and I have challenges, ABCD. They are not going to say that. They are going to face it on. They will even smile. They'll wake up like nothing happened. And I think she expresses it here. For women who still show up with a smile after battling their demons the night before. Yeah. And also women who do not smile the next day. I don't know. There's a meme where a man was seated holding his head like this. Then the caption was something of, now I understand why our fathers used to sit like this in the evening.
Under the tree.
Yeah, so it was very funny, but like when you think about it, like they actually be going through a lot.
Yeah.
Like, even you now, if you sit, you find you're not yet a father, but you're seated on your veranda and you're holding your head in the evening. You're from office, but you're just seated holding your head. So you wonder, why is this person like this?
Yeah.
You see? So this writer also still writes for women who do not smile the next day. That's the same thing. A man may also not smile the next day. If something can happen. Yeah. So women who need a day or two to recover from the brutalities of the world. She's also writing for those. The world is brutal. And I think it's brutal to everyone. Even a man feels the brutality of the world.
Yeah.
So here she's definitely writing for both, for a man and a woman in this last stanza. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Okay. So reading this poem, has it changed your perspective on the whole issue of gender and society and how women and men are supposed to act by status quo alike?
Personally, I still feel, however much we put it out there, that even men need, like, as a man growing up, there are some things that they have to, like, they are not supposed to keep telling people, a man, not to express their emotions. Because that kills a man's, maybe it does not kill, but I feel like as men grow, they have that already in mind because they keep instilling that. So it changes the dynamics a lot of, like, things men and women have to do in society. Because now you cannot start telling a woman you have to be strong. Women nowadays are very strong. A woman will do the
Why are you laughing?
and she does not cry. And you find, you're like, why is this woman very strong and what? It's not like the things have shifted and what, but because of how the world is now.
Yeah.
Women are trying to, cope up with how the world is, and you find the men are sitting back and they're like, oh, even women are feeling it. Let them feel it.
Yeah.
So you find the man is done crying. He's like, oh, things are not easy. But this woman is no longer crying. She knows things are not easy.
Yeah.
And she's facing it.
Yeah.
But I feel like growing up, boys and girls have to be impacted the same way. But society, we can now not change society unless unless we just turn the world around and bring new people.
Yeah.
But ideally, that's how it's going to be. But reading this, was like brought to light that we still need to do a lot when it comes to the men. Like men need to be taught very many things. Like some men don't understand that women are just naturally supposed to be like this because society dictates.
Yeah.
They feel like you're overdoing it, but that's how it is. So yeah.
And you, Philipa?
Well, in my view, I think there's a lot. For example, there's a lot I think about when it comes to raising my boys. When God blesses us with baby boys at a point, I feel like the men that are around me behave the same. They suppress their emotions. They don't speak about how they are feeling.
I don't.
Well,
continue. First, continue. Answer that later.
Honestly, like the view has not changed. Even getting married and being one-on-one with my husband every day, it feels like there's been a lot of work to do because I am a very emotional being. Leave alone the fact that I'm a woman and I'll cry for almost everything. But like even that, like being that vulnerable, it's not something that has rubbed off on my husband very easily yet. Like he will be going through stuff as a man, he will be going through stuff, but he won't be the first to come and mention. Most of the times I have to get out of my way and check in because I care. Like I want to know that he's not dying in this house alone. He's not crying when I'm not around. I don't want that because I want him to know that I listen to him. Sorry, I want him to know that his emotions are valid. And I think it's because of studying psychology. Like I stopped looking at this whole world view of men don't cry. It disgusts me. Like it breaks my heart because men have feelings. Like just because I'm a woman, it doesn't make me like I don't. Every time he hurts me, I scream, I cry, and then when I hurt him, he just smiles and pretends as if everything is okay. So that means that I want to be listened to. I want to be felt empathy for. I want him to know that I'm hurting, but then when it comes to me, I don't want like he's a man, so he should just swallow his emotions, and that's painful.
Indeed.
Okay. So guys, as we're ending the episode, is there anything that you want the viewers to know?
Well, personally, I don't have much to say, but one thing I would emphasize and say to our viewers is like have some sympathy for people when they bring their feelings to you.
Yeah.
When someone comes to pour out their emotions to you, good or bad, be a safe space for them. Listen to them and then respond accordingly. Don't be that person, someone brings good news and you're telling them, oh, that's good for you.
That nonchalant.
Like I don't care. You got a good, maybe a promotion, maybe a gig, and you all whatever. At least say congratulations. That's very nice for you. Show some excitement so that the person does not feel like whatever they're telling you is as if they're just giving you headache. Actually, as if you envy them.
Yeah.
At least, even if you envy someone, try to, be nice at that moment. Then you go somewhere and you start
and then you be angry.
How can that person get a good job like that? Talk to yourself. At least don't show that person that you're not happy about. And then, of course, when someone brings sad news to you, don't again also, start telling them, that's, then there are these people who say, I know what you're going through. I've also been like that. Then they start telling you their story. At least listen. I think we should be good listeners. We should listen to people before we, start making judgment, or we start, turning them down or whatsoever. So I think we need to learn to be safe spaces for people who give us, who bring to us the emotions. Emotion is not only being sad. Happiness is an emotion, sadness, whatsoever. There are very many emotions. So we should be a safe space where people come and they give us, and then we should be good listeners. We should listen more when we talk, because when someone is talking to you, listen. Because when you listen, you can change the world. So that's one. And then I think we should love. We should spread love, like love one another, love your neighbor. Don't be mean. It's one world we are sharing. This world. God put us here. We shall leave this world, but at least show some love to people. Don't be that person who everyone hates and says that one is very mean, that one is not nice. So let's show some love to people, and me, that's what I can say. And then of course be the change you want to see. You can only be that change. If you want something to change, you first be that change. Then you will see it. So it starts with you, really. So that's what I can say.
Okay. For me, I'll base my views on the poem.
Yes.
On the poem.
Sure.
So we are seeing people who are crushed, people who can't shine their light, people who are forced into silence, they can't speak out, people who hear ugly words about them, they are thrown at them every day, people who are screaming at their phones, seeing their lovers leave, their friends depart. Then we are looking at women. This time I would like to share this poem with the men as well. We're looking at women and men who still show up with a smile after battling their demons the night before. Like, I want us to be, like, I pray for a world whereby people are strong and they have the right attitude towards things. Because the honest truth is that this world is not for your mother. Like, most people will be harsh. The world is harsh to all of us. So don't be throwing pity parties all the time. Someone hurt you. Yes, we will acknowledge the feelings, but we have to move on. You have to move on. You have to beat yourself up. The Bible talks about when you're running a race and then you fall down the first time, you get up, you go again, fall down and get up. Like, you keep moving. You don't just stay behind and people pass you, you're there crying. You've not broken your leg. You're not hurt in any way. You just fell down. So you still have the energy to rise up and keep running.
So guys, that has been Ordinary People reading poetry featuring my big sister Philipa and her husband Gerald. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this episode. I hope that you've learned something. It's not just about the poetry. It's showing you that poetry, literature of any kind can be incorporated into everyday life. It can be enjoyed by anybody, whether you write or not. It's something that we can all learn from. The poem was Chewing Flowers by Ijeoma Umebinyuo from her book Questions for Ada. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Please do not forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave us a review, and share this podcast with your aunties, your uncles, anybody. I hope you've enjoyed it. See you next time.